Welcome to another episode of an intimate conversation with women of color. Today's guest is Ashley Johnson. Ashley is a mother of two, a personal trainer, and owner of BU Fitness. Ashley, tell us more about you.
That's pretty much it. A mother, a personal trainer, and that's pretty much mostly, all I do right now.
Well, that's a lot, right? A mother is, more than enough, keeps us busy. And then adding a personal trainer. So, helping others to be their best selves takes some time as well. And that's kind of how we connected with one another. I think I saw your profile on Black women losing weight. And I reached out and said, hey, let's have a conversation. And that's what we're having today. So thank you so much for saying yes.
No problem.
So for our audience, as you know, an intimate conversation is available on your favorite podcast platform, as well as on YouTube. So if you want to, see us, then make sure you're watching on YouTube. And honestly, you can go to YouTube and just listen as well. I do that a lot. So, the show talks a lot about the importance of Black women having a platform to use our voices. And this is season 3. And so, we've fully, established that it is important for us to have a platform to use our voices. So we can go ahead and really just jump into BU Fitness. So tell us about BU Fitness. What prompted you to launch BU Fitness? And beyond BU Fitness, how are you using your voice in helping Black women?
And so I started this BU Fitness because health became very important to me. My mom, she suffered from heart disease. She died of a heart attack. So I went through a very bad depression after that, losing my mom. It was just a sudden thing. And so that just brought me into a very deep depression. And so after I went through that depression and gained so much weight, and I didn't even realize I was even as big as I was. And so I had got up to 300 pounds, and I started to realize, well, I need to make a better decision with my health. If I don't want to leave my kids at an early age, then I need to make the choice to do something different. And still dealing with depression, I started exercising, and I found that, okay, this is relaxing me. This is helping me to cope with everything that I'm going through. And so I started to love exercising. And it was at that point I said, well, let me see how much more I can do. And I just kept going. And even with the pandemic and people at the house and not really knowing what to do, can't go to the gym, I decided to not let that stop me from getting where I wanted to be. And during that time, I walked outside. I went to YouTube, I went to Instagram, I went to every platform available, and I looked for different exercises that I could do. And I was constantly seeing a change in myself. And I was liking this change. I was liking the way that I was feeling and the things I was able to do and how I was able to get around. I was able to breathe a little bit more and move and keep up with my kids and play with them without getting out of breath. And so I said, well, this is the best feeling in the world. And it was at that point that I said, I love myself more.
Oh, like that.
And so, yes. And so I said, I want to encourage other women, because as Black women, as Black people, we don't always ask for help, especially when going through depression. We sometimes take depression as a joke, or we don't take people seriously when they say they're depressed. And dealing with depression and anxiety is more than just being sad.
Yeah.
With anxiety, sometimes overthink everything. You get worked up over little things. And so dealing with that, you have to ask for help. You have to see someone, even if you have to take medication or whatever it is that you have to do, you have to find some way to cope with what you're going through. And so fitness became that for me. And so I wanted to be sure that I encourage women to find themselves, to be the best version of themselves that they could possibly be. Because we look at other people and say, oh, I want to be like her. I want to dress like this person. No, you don't have to look like that person or look like this person. Be yourself. And so that's where I came up with the name from, is I want to encourage women that no matter what the next person looks like, no matter what the next person weighs or how small they are, how fit they are, be yourself. Be the best version of yourself that you can possibly be. Because we always think that being in shape is thin and you got to look a certain way and have a certain type of body. And as a trainer, I don't have all these muscles and a six pack. And so I feel like with that, I can kind of show women that you can be healthy and be in shape and you don't have to be a size 2. And so that is how I use my voice to encourage women and tell them my story and what I've gone through and how I made it to where I am by just being myself. And people fall in love with me. They love training with me. They just enjoy being around me because I don't have to pretend like I'm somebody I'm not. I don't have to be this trainer where I'm constantly yelling and pointing my finger, and I can just laugh and we can have a good time. And at the same time, they're getting healthy and they're getting in shape and they're doing it in the best way possible without any type of pills or any diets that they may have picked up online, just doing it the right way with diet and exercise.
Yeah, and that's great. And you know, it's almost like you're tricking them into, right, being fit because you're having such a good time. You know, it's like you're hanging out with your girlfriends and just friends. And oh, by the way, wow, we just got in 30 minutes, 40 minutes of exercise, you know, and didn't even realize it. So I absolutely love that. So when when women first come to you, right? So, you know, I'll kind of say it like, some women, they haven't tapped into their power, they haven't tapped into their voice, they're not really quite sure what to do and how to get started. What 3 actions do you tell them to get started, to own their voices, to own their power?
Most of the time when they come to me, they say that they have some medical issues and they need to lose some weight. And I just tell them, I say, look, you got to do what's best for you. I can be here to encourage you. I also tell them, which I don't disagree with gym memberships, but I tell them, you know, you can have a gym membership for years, but until you make that first step, then you're never going to go step in that door. And so I just let them know that I'm here for them and that I'm going to encourage them along the way. And that's why I love that I make it fun, because that helps them to get through it. And like you said, it's kind of like hanging out, but you're having fun and you're losing weight at the same time. So that's my impact on people, that you can have fun, you can lose weight, and you can do it, you know, in the best way possible. So that's what I try to encourage when people come to me, is to let them know that we're friends at the same time. You know, you got to be friends with your trainer, because you don't want to be scared and you don't want to fear your trainer, and you want them to come back. So you want to keep people coming back, and you want to keep people living this healthy lifestyle, because you don't want them to just come the first 30 days, work out, lose a few pounds, and then go back to where they were. You want to make an experience where they want to continue to come and they want to continue to live this lifestyle.
Yeah. And, you know, you talked about you just in part of your personal journey and how much you enjoyed it and liked it. You know, I've always heard people talk about those endorphins. Like, I never experienced that. saying? There is times when I will work out and I'm like, yes, I'm just waiting for it to kick in. So this is just my life going forward. And yeah, that didn't happen. That didn't really happen for me.
Maybe you have the right trainer.
You know what? And you know what? Honestly, I don't really I don't train. I really don't train with others because I know how I am, right? And it's kind of like what you just said as far as people and their personalities and the approach that you take so that folks will come back, right? I know I'm going to do what I do, right? And if I don't want to do it or don't feel like doing it, then I'm not. You know?
Right. Right. Once they pay you, then it's like, okay, I gave this lady my money, and so I got to go see her. It's not like them taking $10 out your bank account. And you're like, oh, I'll go next month. I didn't pay her my money. I got to go see her because she got my money. So, you know, it's a different experience when you're paying a trainer.
Yeah, for sure, absolutely, for sure. So I want to pivot a little bit and I want to talk about dreams deferred. And so the dreams deferred comes from a book that my late sister wrote a few years ago. So, you know, she wrote about dreams being deferred. And then recently I saw something on social media about dream lifestyles. And I'm like, okay, so let me pivot from like my dream career or my dream this, my dream that, and look at a total lifestyle. So please share any experiences that you have with a dream being deferred and or a dream lifestyle.
Well, right now, I still work a full-time job and train. So I can honestly say that it's kind of deferred, as in me want to train full-time, make this a full-time commitment, but knowing that I have kids and that I have to pay bills, and that even though people make it a lifestyle, they still are not going to be with you forever. So you still have to have income, and it's kind of like a dream that, you know, you want to do this and you want to make such a big impact on people, but it's going to take time for that to happen. And so I did look at the book, and I did see that, you know, it was about a man who had a dream. He wanted to be a painter. He wanted to move. And I just thought about that because my father would ask me, well, where do you want to be? Where do you want to live? And where do you want to do this? And at the time, I didn't have an answer for him. And I was like, I don't know. I just know that I want to help people. And so that's kind of what I got out of that. I'm like, well, I still don't have an answer. I still don't know where I want to be because I can train anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
But right now, I want to make an impact where I am. I want to be able to make an impact here where I live now and change the way that people feel about their health.
I love that. I absolutely do love that. And you know what? Yeah, you can train anywhere. You can be a mobile trainer, right? If you like me, I love to travel. So anything that I'm doing is going to, involve traveling. So maybe, that's something you consider, if you like travel, you get to that point, maybe that's part of your dream lifestyle, right? That you're traveling to have that impact in different places. But definitely your father is absolutely correct that you need to know where you want to be in order to put things in motion to get there. But, you wanting to impact others, you wanting to make a difference, that's great. Those are, definitely, ways to encourage you to continue what you're doing. So that's awesome. That is definitely awesome. Because I see your Instagram, I see the different things that you're doing, your journey. And so sharing that with other people, even somebody like me, like I can look at you, because I'm going to do it at my own pace, and I'll look at you and say, okay, well, maybe today is the day I'm going to go ahead and get back to walking 30 minutes a day.
With social media, I've learned that, you can post for a whole year. And it may take that one person a year before they decide to take that step, but you have to be consistent. And that's what I try to do. I try to be consistent. I'm going to encourage you 365 days a year, even if it's next year before you decide to come and join me. But at least I kept you encouraged and made you want to start some kind of way.
Right. And that's key. You know what? Consistency. So being consistent on social media to impact others that are watching you, and then also to be consistent in your health journey, right? To work out. And, if you take a day or two off, then get back at it.
Yeah.
Those things are key. So I don't know, I'll get back to it. I have a treadmill in the house, so there's no reason for me not to do something. I'm not quite sure what the block is. But yeah, I'll get there. So January is National Mentoring Month. Has anyone been a mentor to you in your health journey?
Yes, I actually there's a trainer, his name was Wendell Thompson, and he actually trained me. And from that's right before COVID started and everything shut down. And I kind of took what he gave me in our training and put that to my own personal use, because I didn't know, I was just walking at first. Yeah. And so learning from him on how to do different things. And I was like, okay, well, I need to do more of this. And then we actually started training together after I got my certification. And so he has really taught me a lot and been a mentor to me, and helped me to learn a lot about personal training and how to go about doing things.
Okay. Very good. Well, shout out to Wendell Thompson for helping you solidify your training and all of those good things. So before we wrap, what would you like to leave the audience with?
I just want to continue to encourage people to be themselves.
Real simple, right? Look, be you. Be you in this. I love it. Like, be you. Absolutely.
Right. Don't compare yourself to anybody, and don't try to be like anybody, and don't let anyone encourage you to be like somebody else. Just be yourself.
I love it. Absolutely, be you. So Ashley Johnson, I really appreciate you taking time out of your day, right? Your busy day, to have this conversation. I will definitely have ways for you all to connect with Ashley in the notes. And again, just thank you for being loyal and coming back and watching or listening to an intimate conversation with women of color. Make sure that you share it with other people, encourage folks. And that's how we, grow and make changes and have healthier lifestyles and amplify our voices when we do it together. So thank you so much. And thank you again, Ashley.
Thank you.
You're welcome.